What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mike, and I'm back to talk about VRBO. That's right, Vacation Rentals by Owner. Today, they announced a big change to their brand. It's kind of exciting. Now, I like theoretically what they're doing, and I'm going to talk about that, but I really feel like where they landed doesn't work for me. I'm not a fan. So the first thing that they're doing is they're dropping the acronym. They're going to keep it. It's still going to be VRBO, but they found through some research that a lot of their loyal fans refer to them as VRBO. They made it into a word versus an acronym. And so what they're saying is we want to get rid of that VRBO concept and embrace the idea that we are VRBO. We're not an acronym, we are a word. And that's pretty smart. They did some research, and the research showed that it's first of all easier to remember VRBO. It's just easier than VRBO. And if you're dyslexic like me, you end up saying VBRO. I don't know why, but for years I said VBRO. So that's great. More memorable, smart move. The other thing that they found is it's easier to say across all kinds of languages. The word VRBO is easy to pronounce as opposed to trying to pronounce the letters in an English or Western way. Smart move. And you'll see them promoting this over the next month or so. They're going to start running some ads in about a month, encouraging people to embrace the word versus the acronym. I'm sure that they won't mind if you say it any way you like, as long as you're spending money with them. Now let's talk about the next thing that they did, which is they're revamping their actual logo. Now, if you look at the old logo, it looks like somebody did it in Microsoft Word back in 1995 when the company was started, and that's probably how it started. Of course, I think there have been some iterations. It was very bland, very vanilla, kind of lifeless, heavy. It's just unimaginative. When you couple unimaginative with an acronym, VRBO, it's just deadly. It's like not doing anything for you. So by changing the logo, I think that's a smart move. They've done some things that I really like. They worked with a design agency out of Austin called VRBO. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but the umlauts kind of throwing me. VRBO, FUDA, I don't know. But these hot kids down in Austin, Texas, worked with VRBO to get this logo revamped. And I think on a number of levels, they've done a nice job. So first of all, let's talk about the V. They really wanted to capture the truth of the matter that VRBO is the OG. They are the original direct-to-end user rental company. If you owned a house on the beach, you could list it with VRBO, and I could come and rent it directly on the website. You get paid, VRBO would take a cut, but there was no middleman. You didn't have to go through an agency. You didn't have to go online and look for the classifieds. You could just go right there and get that house. Now, of course, Airbnb has become a Goliath in this industry. They've kind of taken over in a lot of ways, but VRBO is still strong, doing over $1 billion in a year in revenue. And now they're owned by the Expedia Group, so they're part of this bigger conglomerate that's all wrapped up in travel. And what you're seeing is a bit of a battle between these two, where Airbnb used to really be about renting rooms. Now Airbnb is getting into you can rent a whole house, and VRBO used to be more of rent a whole house, and they're trying to get into renting a room. So you're seeing these two titans battle it out, and I think it's smart for VRBO to try to capture the concept of vacation. We own vacation, and that's the idea behind this multicolored V. It's a great mark. I love the V on its own, the stripes, the multicolors. I think it's evocative. I think it's memorable. I think it's strong, elegant. It's all the things that you want to see in a mark. It can work great on an app. It can work great on premiums, on clothing, all kinds of stuff. I think that V is really strong. Kudos. I think it's a good move, and it's well executed. Now, this is where the mark starts to fall apart for me. I did a couple other things that theoretically are great, but in application, I'm not in love with. First of all, I try to find something that is common to all vacation. What is something that represents or symbolizes vacation? And they came up with the concept of stripes. Okay, I'm with you. I see striped parasols and striped umbrellas and striped lounge chair cushions. I know we wear fun colors at the beach, stripes. Beach balls are striped kind of. You can see stridations in the sand dunes and the mountains, and you see stripes in the water as the wind ripples across the surface. I get it. I get the idea of stripes, and I think it's smart. It's the execution that I'm not in love with. So here's what they're doing. As you can see, they've applied the stripes to the logo, to the words, the letter marks, I should say. And what they're doing is they're running the stripes in parallel at the thickness of each letter. And that idea is that we're all, every vacation's different, but it's still vacation. So they're all running in parallel. We're all doing our vacation thing. They might all be different, but they're all running in parallel. We're having a good time. We're all doing our own vacation, and yours is different than mine, but it's still vacation. And then at the at the terminals of these letters, or where the letters connect with another stroke, they're bringing these stripes together to symbolize, I guess, the fact that even though we're doing our own different vacations, we still come together in the end. Okay, it's a nice story, but here's what I don't like. I think it's smart to do everything that they're doing, but the execution really bothers me, and here's why. If you look at this word mark and these letter forms of the stripes, they create this strange kind of eye fatigue. I don't know if you're seeing it, but when I look at that, this negative space and the dark space between the stripes, and then you've got the negative space and the dark space between the positive space in the letter forms. And what I mean by negative space is, if you think of the letter O, inside the O, the inside of it, that's called negative space by typographers and designers. That's this shape that's actually created by the stroke, which is the actual letter, the letter form. So you get these extra negative spaces in every letter, and I just find this eye fatigue, like my eyes are trying to adjust and focus. It's almost creating this strange optical illusion as it pulls on your eye muscles. So I don't like it for that reason. And the other thing is, a word mark has to work, and a letter mark and a logo has to work in all kinds of applications. You can see when you put this against like a dark background or a colored background, it kind of works better because it knocks back that real contrast between the negative and positive space. But when you see it, in some tiny little application, just black and white or blue and white, it starts to fall apart. When you get a logo or a brand mark that has lots of fine detail, it doesn't always work well. So, kudos on the concept. I think this idea of stripes and all of us running our parallel lives and coming together, I think that's really a lovely concept. I just wish the execution was a little different. Was there a different way, or is there a different way that they could have incorporated stripes into the brand? I think so, and I think they could have done it really well. I like the way the V is treated. Maybe if the V were striped and the other letters weren't, maybe the other letters could be multicolored. But I feel like this application, this execution falls a little short of the mark, pardon the pun. The other thing that they did is they pulled in some really great colors. They wanted to show the different vacation destinations, the ocean, the mountains, the desert, different peoples, different cultures, and so on. And I feel like that color palette's really successful. I like it. It's pleasing, it's relaxing, it's aspirational, it's positive, it's very human. And I think that's what we want from our vacations. We want to rest, we want to recreate, we want to get re-energized and just take in life. And I think the color palette does a good job. So overall, kudos to VRBO for this work and their design partners, FODA. And, but I wish that they would reiterate maybe a little bit and rethink this application of stripes, and maybe they'll do that in the future. What are your thoughts? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you like the stripes? Do they create eye fatigue for you as well? Or do you think this is a well-executed, smart approach? Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I post stuff on branding, marketing, strategy, wealth creation, and all things business and entrepreneurship. So stick around. And again, thank you for your time. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.